is KMTV 3 News Now, live at 10.
An extra presence joins a crowd of thousands in downtown Omaha tonight as additional police officers are on hand to keep things from getting out of hand. Two major events are making downtown Omaha more congested than usual tonight. Good evening, MISI's Megan Hahn is off tonight. The Santa Lucia Festival is happening in the riverfront while the Omaha Summer Arts Festival is at the Old Market. Both come just 1 week after a deadly shooting nearby. Reporter John Kipper is live with more on the efforts to keep both events safe. John?
Yeah, Maya, while organizers for both festivals focus more on security after the Gene Leahy Mall shooting last Friday, the folks that I talked to today weren't all that concerned about violence. Instead, they were just trying to beat the heat. After a deadly shooting at Gene Leahy Mall last weekend, Omaha police upped the number of officers patrolling downtown. The move comes as festival organizers assured the public they would be safe. It's a message many received.
No, it didn't enter my mind at all. I walked down the Arts Festival right down Farnham, right where the shooting happened. And it's just not a concern because there's lots of good people out and families out enjoying. And as long as we keep an eye out for each other, I mean, that's what community is about.
Along with the extra Omaha police officers, off-duty county and city law enforcement provided security inside the gates.
Oh, I feel safe. Yeah, we're still in the Midwest, and I mean, I feel safe here.
But the crowds could not escape another major safety concern, the heat.
We've got Yetis full of water, and we're filling them up and trying to stay hydrated. It's hot out here on the street.
I'm taking a slow walk, finding a little shade, chilling out. You know, I enjoy the sun, I enjoy the heat.
A few folks, including Mike Minardi, tried a different approach to dealing with the high temperatures.
Staying in the shade, drinking beer. I love the bands out here, and they always got good music, and the art's top notch.
And the Omaha Police Department did say that festival attendees should not hesitate to dial 911 if they see anything suspicious going on. Now, both the Santa Lucia Festival behind me, as well as the Summer Arts Festival, will both conclude tomorrow. In downtown Omaha, John Kipper, 3 News Now.
Thanks, John. A busy day for area first responders as they were called to 2 water rescue scenes on opposite sides of the metro area. They were called to Ginger Cove near Valley, then to the Missouri River at Council Bluffs. Someone spotted a body near the riverbank on the north side of the Maristar Casino around 3:30. The water rescue team brought the man's body to shore about 20 minutes later. Police are now investigating the man's identity and how he died. At that time, crews had already spent more than an hour on the water at Ginger Cove searching for a 49-year-old man. Police say he's believed to be a Ginger Cove resident, missing for about 12 hours by the time they were notified. Crews from several nearby towns were at the scene, including the Omaha Police helicopter. Those living nearby described the search's impact on their neighbors.
There has been incidents out here in the past, but nothing like this intense, I guess, before. Like, you can see, like, especially when the helicopter came, there were countless people like at the edge of their shores trying to figure out what was going on.
Crews called off the search for the night shortly after 8 because of darkness. And an early morning storm left some people around the metro area cleaning up today. Check out this mess left behind as a storm snapped off the top of a large older tree near 43rd and Grant. Part of the tree was still hanging on the house throughout much of the day. The good news, there are no reports of any injuries. And that summer heat is tough outdoors and even indoors, which is why the Salvation Army wants to help make sure everyone can cool off. Today it kicked off the summer fan program with the Fan Drive. From now until June 24th, the organization will be taking donations of new fans to distribute the fans free of charge to those 50 and older and those with medical disabilities so they can avoid the dangerous summer heat.
I think people would be surprised in the metro area. There are a lot of people in the Omaha CV community that go without air conditioning, and that, as you know, can be really, really awful when temps get in the 90s, as they're going to today, as they're going to this weekend. And so this is important to provide relief for them.
Fans can be dropped off at the Burroughs Center or any Westlake Ace Hardware locations Monday through Friday all summer long.
Now, your Weather Alert First forecast.
And those fans would have been necessary today, and we're going to need them tomorrow too. Check out our high for today. We jumped up to 95 degrees at one point. Otherwise, 90, a pretty popular number from Atlantic to Red Oak, Nebraska City, and Plattsmouth, even York jumping in on that 90-degree bandwagon. 94 out in Beatrice. So things have cooled down a little bit now, not a ton, but we're back in the 80s for most of us. Council Bluffs though, 79 right now, 80 in Field Club, 85 in Fair Acres, 82 right now in Lakeshore, and 80 out in Elkhorn and in Chalco Hills. Now, right now, things are pretty much all quiet. There was one lone little isolated severe thunderstorm down near Falls City earlier this evening, just for some small hail and gusty winds. Otherwise, main stuff right now over into parts of Iowa, not going to be impacting us right now. Slight chance we could see a couple showers trying to pop up as we go through the overnight hours, maybe an isolated thunderstorm. Again, the threat for that is very low. Nothing like what we saw earlier this morning. And again, temperatures will drop back down into the low to mid 70s. So a fairly mild start to our Sunday. I'll let you know how hot it's going to get tomorrow in just a little bit. Maya?
Thanks, Audra. Boaters in Plattsmouth discovered a body Bellevue police say is related to a murder case there. Investigators confirm they pulled 32-year-old Jennifer Norton from the Missouri River Friday night. They are now waiting for autopsy results. Her husband, 37-year-old Brandon Norton, is being held without bail, charged with second-degree murder. Tuesday, he walked into the Sarpy County Jail and told authorities he killed his wife on Monday and dropped her body from the Highway 34 bridge into the river. And an update now on a shooting that left a police officer and suspect injured in Columbus. Boy Scouts are leading fundraising efforts for Sergeant Brad Wangler. At last report, Wangler was in serious condition. He underwent throat surgery on Friday, but authorities say he's expected to recover. The suspect, Jorge Robledo, remains in critical condition at Nebraska Medicine, where he is still under Omaha police guard. And tomorrow marks a somber anniversary for family and friends of 3 people killed when 2 motorcycles collided. Tonight they gathered at 72nd and Cass to remember the victims. 24-year-old Andrew Torres, 34-year-old Adam Kamen, and 37-year-old Christine Zadina died in the June 10th crash. In March, a judge sentenced Rhonda Boyso to probation, a $500 fine, and revoked her driver's license for reckless driving. Witnesses say played a role in that crash. And more than 5 years in federal prison. That's a sentence for an Omaha man some called the Hy-Vee robber. The judge also ordered 25-year-old Wayne Rolling to pay back the money he stole from the banks inside the stores. That's Rolling in this surveillance video from last November, robbing the Sac Federal Credit Union inside the Hy-Vee near 88th and Center. Within 1 week, he also robbed another Sac Federal Credit Union and a First National Bank, all inside separate Hy-Vee stores. And President Trump is on his way to Singapore tonight, just 3 days before his historic meeting with North Korea's leader. The president is expected to arrive Sunday, the same day as Kim Jong-un. The 2 leaders will meet Tuesday for what President Trump calls a one-time shot for Kim. Security is already visible at the hotels where the leaders are staying, with special forces on hand and airspace restrictions that include a drone ban. Before heading to Singapore, President Trump met with 6 leaders from the world's top economic powers. The president called on the U.S. top trading partners to end all tariffs.
It's going to change. I mean, it's not a question of, I hope it changes. It's going to change 100%. And tariffs are going to come way down because people cannot continue to do that. We're like the piggy bank that everybody's robbing, and that ends.
President Trump warned against retaliating against new tariffs on imported steel and aluminum. Canada's prime minister says despite that threat, his country will move ahead with its own tariffs on U.S. goods July 1st. And Nebraska Senator Ben Sasse reacted to the president's words, saying if the president is serious about a no-tariff free trade agreement, he would, quote, happily carry his bag to every single meeting of those negotiations. A historical celebration took over North Omaha today. A group of people gathered at the Charles B. Washington Omaha Public Library this afternoon for its annual flag-raising ceremony and Veterans Luncheon. It was a kickoff to a week-long celebration of Juneteenth events, including raising the Juneteenth Freedom Flag.
It symbolizes freedom. June 19th, 1865, when the Union soldiers came into Galveston, Texas to inform everyone that the Civil War was over and that slavery had officially ended.
The Juneteenth parade will be next Saturday at 10 a.m. in North Omaha, starting at 30th and Lake Streets. And another Omaha horse racing season goes down the wire. We caught up with the horses on their final day of live racing this year at Horseman's Park. The 9 days of live racing is the most in track history. The Omaha racing wrapped up in time for the crowd to watch Justify make a run for the Triple Crown at Belmont. Adam will bring us the results of that race later on in sports. Tonight, the storm chasers paid tribute to military heroes who died in war. How their families were also honored at tonight's game, coming up after the break.
I'm Weather Alert meteorologist Jennifer Zeppelin with this severe weather safety tip. When a tornado warning is issued, where should you shelter? If you have a basement, that's your best bet. But if you don't, go to the lowest level of your home, the center portion of your home, away from windows and glass. And when you go to your storm shelter, you want to make sure that you have pillows, blankets, and a helmet.
This severe weather tip sponsored by Pyramid Roofing.
Hello, steak.
They can take the car in the next 5 minutes. Otherwise, it's going to be a week. He'll be right there.
Taking care of your car shouldn't take over your life. With Meineke, save time and schedule your appointment online. Come in now for a basic oil change for just $19.95. Meineke, on with life.
Camping World's biggest sale of the year is here, now through June 30th. Shop over 250 units in stock at America's #1 RV dealer. And save thousands with up to 43% off select models. Camp in style and choose from new 2018 travel trailers starting at $99 a month. Or hit the road in a new Class C motorhome from only $339 per month. Plus, receive a Good Sam Club Elite membership with any RV purchase. Don't wait. The biggest sale of the year ends June 30th, and it's only at your local Camping World off I-80 in Council Bluffs.
I want to feel young again. Have more energy. Stop aches and pains. Think clearly. Rebuild muscle. The physicians at Limitless Male Medical can reverse low testosterone symptoms. Schedule your consultation. Limitless Male Medical.
College baseball's biggest event is right around the corner. Omaha Sports Insider has the lowdown on all the teams, from the favorites to the underdogs. Omaha Sports Insider Countdown to the Series. Thursday night at 9, primetime on KMTV 3.
Hello, steak.
They can take the car in the next 5 minutes. Otherwise, it's going to be a week. He'll be right there.
Taking care of your car shouldn't take over your life. Now at Meineke, there's 3 cool ways to save on AC, like up to $100 off AC services. Meineke, on with life.
Fort Calhoun. Thanks for watching KMTV 3.
A new concern tonight from Guatemala's volcano of fire as it releases a new flow of burning rock and mud. It comes nearly a week after its first eruption, which left at least 110 people dead and 200 missing. The new danger forced crews to call off today's search for the missing. And there's another warning tonight for those living near the volcano on Hawaii's Big Island. Lava is flowing into the ocean, causing concern about possible explosions and toxic fumes. Despite that, some of those evacuated from the Leilani Estates area were allowed to return. Smiley Burrows says she's happy her house is not covered with lava, but still does not feel completely safe.
The plume comes from behind the house at night, and it sounds like a jet engine. And then, of course, it's been raining rocks.
Burrows says her family has a rental ready if the lava moves closer to her house or cuts off their escape routes. Now, it's a designation they never wanted, but tonight area Gold Star families get an emotional honor. A skydiver parachuted onto Werner Park Field carrying a U.S. flag. It's part of the Storm Chasers' effort to honor more than 200 Gold Star family members. They got to go on the field before tonight's game, and after the game, see the names of their fallen heroes displayed on the video board. And before the game, the National Run for the Fallen event made a stop in the metro today. People ran a 5K at Werner Park to honor the men and women who died during war. With the funds raised, the group will purchase flags to present to families of military heroes to honor their service and sacrifice.
We've had 83 Nebraskans that have lost their life in the global war on terror. So today we've had 150 runners come together to honor and remember the fallen Nebraskans.
Again, those 200 family members of fallen soldiers were called down to the field at the Storm Chasers game tonight for that special tribute. And remembering the Cold War, that's part of the goal of a new area military exhibit. The Strategic Air Command and Aerospace Museum opened the Francis Gary Powers U-2 exhibit. It features items related to the pilot shot down while flying a U-2 spy plane over the Soviet Union in 1960. Today, his son, Francis Gary Powers Jr., appeared at the Ashland Museum. That's where the exhibit will be until December 9th. Soldier homecomings are always emotional, but not quite like this. First Lieutenant Felix Lopez returned to Louisiana after 9 months in Iraq. He made sure he stood near the front of the formation at the homecoming ceremony. Then he got down on one knee, and as his girlfriend filmed his 2-year-old daughter's reaction, Lopez surprised her by pulling out the ring and popping the question. She started crying, and of course, she said yes. And if you went outside today, the heat proved unavoidable. How some got creative in their efforts to cool off. Next.
And there's a slight chance we could see a couple isolated storms tonight. Not going to have too much of an impact, but the heat tomorrow, that one is going to impact the rest of your weekend. There's a little bit of relief in sight, though. We'll talk about all that after the break.
When it's time to have your roof replaced, choose Pyramid Roofing, the residential roofing experts. Voted first place Best of Omaha 7 years in a row. Call now for a free estimate. Pyramid Roofing, craftsmanship at its finest.
Metastatic breast cancer is relentless, but I'm relentless too.
MBC doesn't take a day off, and neither will I.
And I treat my MBC with new Everyday Verzenio, the only one of its kind that can be taken every day.
In fact, Verzenio is a CDK4 and 6 inhibitor for postmenopausal women with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC, approved with hormonal therapy as an everyday treatment for a relentless disease. Verzenio plus an AI is proven to help women have significantly more time without disease progression, and more than half of women saw their tumors shrink versus an AI. Diarrhea is common, may be severe, and may cause dehydration or infection. Before taking Verzenio, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection. Verzenio may cause low white blood cell counts, which may cause serious infection that can lead to death. Serious liver problems can occur. Symptoms may include tiredness, loss of appetite, stomach pain, and bleeding or bruising more easily than normal. Blood clots that can lead to death have also occurred. Talk to your doctor right away if you notice pain or swelling in your arms or legs, shortness of breath, chest pain, or rapid breathing or heart rate. Tell your doctor if you are pregnant, breastfeeding, or plan to become pregnant. Common side effects include nausea, infections, low red and white blood cells and platelets, decreased appetite, headache, abdominal pain, tiredness, vomiting, and hair thinning or loss.
I'm relentless, and my doctor and I choose to treat my MBC with Verzenio.
Be relentless. Ask your doctor about Everyday Verzenio.
Choose Pyramid Roofing, the residential roofing experts. We've been in business since 1993 and are locally owned and operated. We're here to stay. Voted first place Best of Omaha 7 years in a row. Call now for a free estimate.
And if you were outside today, you probably felt that summer-like heat. But that didn't stop these people from spending the day outside. We caught up with this group at Emerson Park doing acro yoga. They said it's been too nice to be indoors, but had to stay in the shade to avoid the sun.
It's very, very humid today, really hot, so we are just trying to drink as much water as we possibly can. And yeah, we have some chalk that we've like rubbed all over our bodies so we don't slip on each other when we're climbing on each other.
They also drank lots of water and put on extra sunscreen, which is something that we might be needing tomorrow, Audra.
Yes, they were doing everything right. They were in the shade, which is good, and trying to stay hydrated. But it's hard. Like she said, it's humid out there.
It's so humid.
And that's going to continue into tomorrow. And yes, the heat also is continuing. So yes, the sunscreen, all the water, everything that, we know how to do it for the summer. So just got to make sure
be prepared.
That we do. Yes, exactly. Be prepared. Right now, not a whole lot going on here, or at least close to home. Things are pretty quiet. We've got just a couple of showers farther down to our south, and there were some still in Iowa. Again, the one that went through Falls City was severe warned just for a little while, mainly for some gusty winds and some about quarter-sized hail. But again, that is pretty much just moved off into parts of Missouri now and is rain. Otherwise, yeah, things pretty quiet here across the metro. You can see 82 degrees right now. Winds are calm, so they haven't been doing a whole lot for us today as far as kind of helping to alleviate some of that heat when you're out and about. Good news is it's going to be a little bit breezier tomorrow, so that'll help. But that dew point still at 71 degrees right now. As far as precip goes, unfortunately, we didn't get a whole lot this morning out at Epley, only about 3/100ths in the rain gauge there. Temperatures right now, well, many of us are in the low 80s and then low to mid 70s already, dropping down to 72 in Wayne, 76 out in Columbus, 83 though still down in Lincoln and Beatrice, 79 in Red Oak and Clarinda, 77 Carroll, Atlantic, Denison right now. You're sitting at 75 degrees. As far as our feels like temperatures, well, it still feels kind of hot and muggy out there. It feels like 86 right now here in Omaha, 87 in Lincoln, and 88 in Beatrice. So not terribly much, at least considered to where we were this afternoon. But again, winds not doing a whole lot to help us out right now. Many of us right around that 5 to 10 mile per hour range, and here in Fremont, winds are pretty calm. So as we go through the rest of tonight, again, a very slight chance we could see a couple showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm trying to pop up. You can kind of see this line that extends back towards Omaha and between Omaha and Tekamah. Again, we could see maybe a couple showers trying to pop up a little bit farther to the west here than what's showing up on this model right now. But again, nothing like what we saw this morning. It will be impacting us during the overnight hours tonight. Some of the clouds trying to stick around into the early part of the morning, but notice by 7 o'clock, we're already back at 75 degrees. So temperatures are going to jump very quickly tomorrow, and by about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, pretty much all of us are going to be back in the 90s. So severe weather threat for the rest of tonight, staying back off into parts of eastern Iowa. The Storm Prediction Center did expand the marginal risk area just a little bit to include the Omaha area, just kind of right on the edge of that. Again, just because we might see a couple showers, isolated thunderstorm pop up closer to us during the overnight hours. As far as for Sunday, not really a whole lot we have to worry about because stuff that we could see will be in the morning, and then afternoon stuff is going to stay much farther off to our north into parts of South and North Dakota. So for the next 12 hours or so, temperatures of course continue to drop. Could see maybe an isolated shower or thunderstorm, not a huge threat, but again, not zero either. Temperatures dropping to about 73. Tomorrow's high, 97. But it could get even hotter than that. Some of us are going to push 100 degrees. Don't forget Santa Lucia Festival. The last day of that is happening tomorrow. If you're heading out there, don't forget the sunscreen and the water. Chance for some showers and thunderstorms Monday. That cold front's going to bring cooler temperatures, a little bit cooler at least, down into the mid to upper 80s for the middle part of the week. But then yes, the 90s are going to be back before we know it for next weekend. Maya?
All right, Audra, sounds like tomorrow's pool weather. Omaha is booming, changing the landscape drastically over the past few decades. In West Omaha, that is especially true. The fields of corn and soybeans that once surrounded Elkhorn and Gretna have turned into houses, schools, and businesses. But a couple of family farms remain.
What has changed? Everything. I mean, from dirt roads, they went to gravel roads and then to blacktop roads out here in recent years.
This week on Omaha Sunday Morning with Jennifer Griswold, we introduce you to one of the last farm families on 204th and show you how they're straddling the line between the area's rural past and suburban present. It's this Sunday at 7 a.m. And up next in sports, Bud Crawford tries to win another world boxing title tonight. Adam Kruger has an update on the Omaha native after the break.
As a Methodist family doctor, I'm honored to wear this badge. It's a sign of my passion and commitment to patients like you, who turn to us for personalized care and expertise. Keeping your family healthy and happy starts with finding a team you can trust for lifelong health. And that's the kind of care you can expect from someone wearing this badge. Methodist, the meaning of care.
COPD makes it hard to breathe. So to breathe better, I go with Anoro.
COPD tries to say go this way. I say I'll go my own way with Anoro.
Once Daily Anoro contains 2 medicines called bronchodilators that work together to significantly improve lung function all day and all night. Anoro is not for asthma. It contains a type of medicine that increases risk of death in people with asthma. The risk is unknown in COPD. Anoro won't replace rescue inhalers for sudden symptoms and should not be used more than once a day. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition, high blood pressure, glaucoma, prostate, bladder, or urinary problems. These may worsen with Anoro. Call your doctor if you have worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain while taking Anoro.
Ask your doctor about Anoro.
Get your first prescription free at Anoro.com.
Big news from your big appliance store. The Big Chill Sale is back at Nebraska Furniture Mart with hot prices on everything cool for your kitchen. Save up to 40% on select refrigeration. Buy a refrigerator, take 20% off the water filter. Plus, get free delivery and basic setup on appliances $299 or more. And 36-month Big Chill financing. Shop more than 150 refrigerators on display. Big selection, big savings. It's the Big Chill Sale at Nebraska Furniture Mart.
The NCAA College World Series Opening Day Celebration. Admission is free and open to the public all day. June 15th at TD Ameritrade Park, Omaha. Discover more at ncaa.com/CWS.
Fremont. Thanks for watching KMTV 3. Now, your Omaha Sports Insider Report.
Bud Crawford saying hello to the welterweight division tonight, trying to win a world championship again. The Omaha native currently fighting Jeff Horn for the WBO welterweight title in Vegas. The bout's still in progress, so we can't show you highlights. We can tell you, though, early in this one, it appears Crawford has the lead, winning all 5 rounds so far. They're just wrapping up the 6th round. That's according to ESPN's unofficial scorecard. Crawford trying to move to 33-0 in his professional career and win a title in a 3rd different weight division. If this fight goes final in the newscast, we will let you know. Meanwhile, fellow Omaha native Steven Stokehold Nelson trying to stay undefeated this evening in Vegas. Quite the outfit he wore to the ring tonight. Nelson taking on Deshaun Webster. This one all Nelson here, getting the 6th round TKO. Nelson improving to 11-0 in his young pro career, 10 of those coming by knockout as Nelson picks up the victory. Well, one team has punched its ticket to the College World Series. North Carolina is Omaha bound after sweeping Stetson today in the Chapel Hill Super Regional 7-5. It'll be the Tar Heels' first trip to the CWS in 5 years and 11th overall. Washington, meanwhile, 1 win away from the CWS, trying to eliminate Cal State Fullerton, but the Titans had other ideas, up 2-1 in the 5th and adding to it. Jarius Richards hits it deep to right off the wall for an RBI triple, as Cal State Fullerton evens the Super Regional against Washington with a 5-2 victory. Former Husker head coach Dave Van Horn and Arkansas starting their Super Regional against South Carolina tonight. Bottom of the 7th, Razorbacks up 1. Base is loaded for Carson Shaddy, drives it deep to left center, off the wall. 3 runs come in to score on the double. Arkansas now 1 win away from Omaha, 9-3 the final. Tennessee Tech making its first ever Super Regional appearance on the road at Texas. Top of the 5th, Longhorns up 1 until the Golden Eagles chase Chambers. Smacks it deep to right. This one off the wall. Outfielder can't make the catch. 2 runs come in to score. Tennessee Tech now 1 win away from the College World Series after a 5-4 win over the Horns. Texas Tech, meanwhile, beats Duke 6-4 in Game 1 of the Lubbock Super Regional. Defending national champ Florida beats Auburn 8-2 today. Other games going on, Vanderbilt currently trails Mississippi State 3-1 in the 5th. And Oregon State tied up with Minnesota. The Gophers trying to keep their season alive. That one tied at 2 in the 5th inning. At the Belmont Stakes today, Justify trying to become just the 2nd horse in the last 39 years to win the Triple Crown. And Justify leading from start to finish in this one, becoming the 13th Triple Crown champion in the history of horse racing. What a finish there. Meanwhile, Council Bluffs Lewis Central girls going for their 3rd straight state soccer title today, taking on Waverly Shell Rock. First half, no score. The Titans' Alyssa Pomranke. That goal is the game winner. Lewis Central completes the three-peat, 1-0. And we have a tie for the OSI Play of the Year. Logan McGill's walk-off in the Class B championship for Roncalli reels in 33% of the vote, as does Tyrell Carroll's buzzer-beating jumper for Millard South in the state quarterfinals that sent the game into overtime. Congrats to both schools. And time for the U.S. Cellular Play of the Day. You saw it just seconds ago. Lewis Central girls soccer, Alyssa Pomranke, the lone goal of the match. Titans take home their 3rd straight state title. Congratulations to them.
Yeah, what an amazing season for them and just an unbelievable game.
Yeah, and if that Crawford fight goes final in the next few minutes, we'll let you know after the break.
Absolutely. You know, all of Omaha is cheering and watching and cheering. So stay after the break. We'll have more on weather.
Do well by doing good.
That's the mission of KMTV3 and our Scripps Omaha radio stations.
Together, we're challenging ourselves
to the $3 million community commitment.
We pledge to give $3 million in free advertising
to nonprofits, big and small,
to bring awareness and support to organizations who serve others.
By helping,
healing,
and strengthening our communities.
To apply for an advertising grant, go to 3newsnow.com.
The $3 million community commitment.
She's gonna love this.
What are you doing?
Oh, you like it, don't you?
Put the roller down. I'll fix this.
Uh-oh. Better get Mako. Come into Mako today and get a professional paint service for only $3.99. Mako, America's Body Shop.
Ready? Get set. We're Boys Town Pediatrics. Come grow with us.
As we celebrate our history, we look forward to the future.
A future that includes the best of the past.
A future that includes the best of the new.
A future that includes supporting our communities.
A future that includes being the very best place to work.
And of course, a future that still includes serving our famous pizza.
Right now, get 2 made from scratch large single topping pizzas for only $9.99 each.
Casey's, famous for pizza.
The skills you can develop in the Army National Guard can give you an edge in the high-tech job market of tomorrow. The Guard offers career training to take advantage of your interests in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Gain practical experience with emerging technology and equipment that you can transfer to an exciting new field. Get a head start on your career while serving part-time and earning money to pay for college. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about all of the STEM career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
It is so great to see these guys getting along so well. It's hard to believe they're the same kids that used to be at each other's throats. I remember many dinners that ended up in screaming and slammed doors. I don't know how we survived with all that fighting. It almost tore our family apart.
Raising kids is hard. It's okay to ask for advice. Call 888-866-8660 to speak to a trained counselor. Any problem, anytime.
Council Bluffs. Thanks for watching KMTV3.
She's gonna love this.
What are you doing?
Oh, you like it, don't you?
Put the roller down. I'll fix this.
Uh-oh. Better get Mako. Come into Mako today and get a professional paint service for only $3.99. Mako, America's Body Shop.
Benson. Thanks for watching KMTV3.
Again, there's that slight chance we could see an isolated shower or thunderstorm popping up tonight, like the one that's out by Kearney right now. Again, that's still not really close to us, but we'll keep an eye out for things tonight. If you're heading out to the farmer's market tomorrow morning, it should be dry for that, but temperature-wise, it's already going to be hot then, so just keep that in mind. As for the next 7 days, that heat's going to stick around to the middle part of next week, so there's some relief in sight.
That'll pick right up right before College World Series starts.
Of course.
Perfect. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.